Joining me now is stand-up comedian, writer, actor, and creator of the Comedians of Comedy Tour, Patton Oswalt. Patton's taken some time between comedy shows to come and talk to us today. Patton, thanks for being on the show, man.
Thanks for making me seem busy. This is great.
Well, you're a very busy man.
Taking time between his gigs. Yeah, I bought comics today, and then later I'm going to go to Del Taco. That's my schedule today.
There you go.
That's my full day runner, so thanks.
Thanks for making time.
I appreciate it, man.
I've never met you before, but I've seen you. Saw you on your Comedy Central special, and
Yeah.
I've played your record, the one CD version, Feeling Kind of Patton.
Right, which is, there's another version of that called 222.
Yes, which my friend just got through the, he got it from your site or whatever
Right.
site it was and said it's just good stuff.
Yeah, it's a 2.5-hour nonstop just on stage talking and people handing me up alcohol. And then at the end, I kind of can't talk. So then that's how when it ends.
Oh,
So it was fun. It was just fun to kind of, at that point, that was my first CD, so I wanted to just blow out my pipes and burn all of my material onto CD so that I would then have to start from scratch.
Right.
It's like Benny Goodman cutting the calluses off of it. I just call myself Benny Goodman, for God's sakes. That's what I just compared myself to. My ego. Good Lord. I wanted to, like, have a cliff to my back again, so
Right.
that's why I did the CDs the way I did.
Let's switch
Doesn't
gears
this
for a
look
minute.
like a summit between Cut and Pudgy right now, where we're like representing both camps? We're trying to broker peace between the fatties and the Cut people. This is so amazing.
Here's the question I wanted to ask you.
Go ahead.
Well, there seems to me that there's a lot of brutality in the comedy circuit, just because, tonight comedy, motherfucker. I'm tired. I've been working all day. Make me laugh, bitch.
Well, I'll let you in on something. That never ends. No matter how big you get, you will always, every now and then, you'll run into these angry crowds who are desperate to have fun. Nothing's worse than people desperate to have fun.
Right.
I just did a club on the tour in Champaign, Illinois, and the guy that books the club, and he's a nice guy, heart was in the right place, sent out an email to everyone going, these comedians love drunken hecklers.
Oh, God.
This one guy was yelling out all of my punchlines because he's my biggest fan. So before I could say a punchline, he would yell it out. Like I would, and
That's a nightmare.
it gets worse. So afterward, I'm meeting, people, I'm signing stuff and saying hi, and he comes up and he goes, hey man, I had a great time at your show. I'm such a huge fan, and it just meant a lot to me to get to help you out like that. You're like my favorite comedian. I said, you can't yell my punchlines out. It kind of deballs the act. There's no surprise there. No, I was helping you out, man. That's, because I'm really into your stuff, and I'm yelling out. I'm like, and then we go back and forth, and then he finally holds up his left arm, which is severed below the elbow. It's just this much. And he goes, this is why I get to fuck with your act, motherfucker. Like, holds up this severed arm. And then at that point, I just said, I didn't cut your arm off. I mean, that's terrible that happened to you, but you don't get to...
Yeah.
Either... What if I did cut his arm off? Let's say I had a blackout when I was in college and I cut this guy's arm off. Then that's the lamest revenge in history. I'll wait, I'll memorize his act, and I'll yell it out, and then I'll shove my severed arm in his face like the dumbest guy on the planet. So that's the kind of stuff we have to deal with all the time.
Yeah, and you've been all over America, and I don't know how much you've traveled abroad, but, touring as you do, you've seen a lot of America. My question to you is, do you, someone in some part of Europe might look at America and go, wow, they're all, ignorant and driving Humvees, and they never travel, and they're terrifying. What do you think? Do you think Americans are ignorant?
I think that there's a lot of willful ignorance in America. I actually think that Americans are a lot smarter than anyone gives them credit for, including themselves. And I think that there was a time, and you can see this in people when you meet them, where they began to realize things, a few notions began to dawn on them about the bigger picture, and some people went, but that's a painful thing to realize, and they willingly shut it off because it made them feel better to not think about things. Doesn't it feel like these last 6 years, we've been watching our country talk its way out of a DUI, like every single day, like this evidence just keeps coming out, and not just a DUI, but there's like dead bodies on the highway, and there's a car on fire, and like Bush is the guy holding the keys, and we're like, hey, I think he killed it, and we're just watching him talk his way out of it, and people are so fascinated that it's a fantasy to go, wow, you can be that dumb and still run the world and not get into trouble. And there's this fantasy of watching someone like George Bush, who's just as inept as they are, but keeps his job, his wife is behind him, you know what I mean? He is the president, and they're like, God, I wish my life was like that. or no matter how bad I fuck up, I wake up and I have my job, you know, and nothing's being threatened. So the only way to have that is willful, aggressive, and very active ignorance.
Because you watch the Bush administration, like, wait, that would have got me fired. That would have got me put in jail.
Exactly.
And they keep going, like, we didn't do that. No, there's a dripping dagger in your hand, and the guy's going, you stabbed me, you stabbed me. Nope, economy's strong. Like, no, it's not.
I think there's a lot of the population that's actually impressed when they watch them talk away. They're like, damn, that God, he was so fucked, and he somehow squeaked out of it. Like, there's a part of the nation that I think is impressed by that.
Yeah, almost like when you'd see Gotti, you know, like going into the courthouse. You're like, yeah, get out of it, man.
He literally has like a severed head in a bowling bag as he walks in. You're like,
yeah,
what a ballsy motherfucker! This is awesome. So, I mean, I think that's where we are right now, where we just, there is something to be celebrated about such bold evil, just happy. It's almost like the way Vincent Price used to play villains, like just really open and like, hey, I'm sawing people in half and torturing kittens. You're like, that guy's kind of cool, like, because he's so nuts.
So if we've not hit rock bottom yet, and
that's the thing. What is rock bottom going to be? What happened to rock bottom?
Well, what do you think it will? What will that look like?
I don't know. You and I have become nostalgic for rock bottom. We're like two old guys. We're going, remember rock bottom? Remember you used to be able to hit that? What happened to rock bottom? It's gone away. I don't think maybe there's not a bottom anymore. Maybe it's just we're just going to keep hit until we hit terminal velocity, and then we're just going to dissipate into the infinite. Where do you hit the point where things break down? And there's nothing wrong with things breaking down every now and then, but it's almost like we're driving a car, the hood's flown off, the doors are gone, the engine's on fire, there's no wheels, and somehow we're still going forward, and we just want to see where it ends?
Yeah.
Is that the fascination? Also, doesn't it feel like, to me, like if you've gained weight or you're going to like make some change, like on Monday I'm going to start a diet. Well, it's Thursday. Like, all right, well, I'm just going to eat and drink until Monday I'll clean it all up. So I think now people are here like, well, gas is running out, and the environment's going, well, you know what, I'm just going to drive my SUV until the air literally catches on fire, and then I'll buy a hybrid car. But I'm just going to take this till things are so awful. You know, that we feel we're so giddy in our helplessness right now, kind of the whole world, and people are just like, well, there's nothing you can do. What are you going to do about it? Well, I think that on the gravestone of the world, when it's all a smoking cinder, it's going to be a tombstone that says, nothing you can do but pray. I think that is like the worst thing. We're just going to go, nothing you can do but pray. Oh my God, there's so many more things you can do besides praying. Until you get to prayer, there's actually 8 things you can probably do.
Right.
Nah, nothing you can do but pray. Yeah, you're just going to pray. I don't get it. But I love it.
Yeah.
Good times for me.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, you know.
Hey, do you think the music's going to get better like it did during the first Bush administration? Remember how that spawned the whole, like, the grunge movement and the comeback of punk and, like, all that stuff? Like,
I'm kind of waiting for more of a unified, catastrophic thing to happen to music in light of. I want to see some music that's this, you know, like that's like an airstrike. I'm kind of waiting for like a Rage Against the Machine on Angel Dust.
Right.
It might be like System of a Down. You know, it might be, you know, who are great, but something that's just got more teeth to it, that has more fury.
Yeah, I love System of a Down and Queens of the Stone Age, but I'm talking about the band that comes along that even pisses those guys off. They're like, I don't know about these kids. Like, I don't know about this.
But
that kind of.
But do you think that the taste has been fucked out of all those mouths to the point where, like, you know, like here comes Marilyn Manson on stage, upside down on a crucifix of TVs, and you're like, wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Buy a T-shirt, gotta go. I'm not putting the guy down. He's great. I'm just saying, like, wow. And people just kind of go like, woo, and they go home.
Yeah, you know that we've gotten to the point where...
But they're not blown away.
Right. Like, maybe our balls are just drained of cum at this point where parents are taking their kids to Marilyn Manson. Going,
well, yeah.
Oh, he's got a Dracula cape on and he's jerking off on the Bible. This is great. Remember I told you about Alice Cooper? Shut up, Dad. No, but it was so, like, there is something like it's hard to... Is our shock nerve just stamped flat? Is there nothing left, or...?
Well, it very well could be. Let me ask you this. Here's something I noticed, and I think you might find this interesting. You you remember years ago, Americans weren't used to being on TV. And like, sir, can we get a word from you? And it's like, and they go up to the mic tentatively. Like, you know, they saw it once in a movie. You tap on it. Is this thing on? And they'd be like, well, I think, and they're all stilted and nervous. And now they turn a microphone on someone at a fire or something, and the guy goes, give me the mic. Anyway, check it out. And like, wow, he knows how to do sound bites. He's going right down the barrel of the lens. It's a citizen who saw a dog get hit by a car. It was amazing. What the fuck? People are now ready for their 15 minutes. They are ready for prime time because they've seen it so many times. They are waiting for their moment, and when they get it, they're kind of camera friendly.
I think we're going to get to the point where there's going to be, it'll be the opposite of what Andy Warhol said. I think in the future, we're all going to be allowed to be obscure for 15 minutes. Like, you'll be allowed to not be famous, and then you're going to be pushed back out into your own reality show. You're like, oh shit, I gotta wipe my ass in front of the nation. Like, I want 15 minutes just to take a shower by myself and have a quiet cup of coffee, and then back on TV. Ah, god damn it.
Well, I think you're brilliant, and
Thanks,
I swear to you, I will pay very close attention to you, because I love your work, and I love where you're coming from. So, whatever it is that you're doing, keep it up, because I will be there. So.
I wish there was a bus that went from Sterling to D.C. I would have watched your damn shows.
Oh,
I was stuck at home listening to Take a Look at Me Now with Phil Collins. Oh, God. Please.
Thanks for being on the show.
Don't film this.